Hey everyone, my name is Grim, and today I'm going to be talking about tower fighting. I want to give you some tips and tricks for how to fight effectively in towers. I really love tower fighting, and you probably know that if you've watched the last couple of my videos. And there are three main reasons why I really like fighting in and around towers. The first one is continuous attack. If you're high enough in the assault line for Alliance War, you are going to have this passive called continuous attack, and when it's fully invested in, you get increases to your weapon and spell damage by 10% and increases to your magicka and stamina recovery by 20% for 10 minutes. This is a really significant buff, and it's part of the reason why building sustain through recovery and damage through weapon damage is so important, because this buff is really, really valuable and really easy to get too. So having this while you're fighting is going to significantly increase your likelihood of winning a 1vx situation, because you've got more stamina, more magicka, and more damage, which is pretty much everything you need. It doesn't give you more tankiness or anything, and it doesn't give you more max stats, but who cares? It's crazy powerful, and it's a really nice advantage when you're fighting outnumbered. The second reason that I like to fight at resources is that people value these resources. When you have them, their keep is weakened, and a lot of players will come after you when you take it. So a lot of times what I'll do is take a resource, and if I know that it's going to be busy, I will wait on it, and people will come and fight me. And if they don't come and fight me, I'll take all three resources around the keep, and then they can't teleport to and from the keep, and that usually pulls at least one person, and it usually pulls much, much more. But that's the second thing that's really great about having these resources, is that people will fight over them. So even if they wouldn't normally fight you, if they just saw you walking around, they'll fight you for this resource, and so you can use it to your advantage. The third reason that I really like fighting on these resources is not only do you have your own set of guards, but you have this structure itself, and this structure is beautiful and affords a ton of opportunities to kite and fight, and it allows you as a Nightblade especially to choose how the fight is going to progress, choose when you want to get out and when you want to stay, and it gives you a lot of power and control over how a fight is going. So I'm just going to share with you a few quick strategies that I really like. This isn't going to be necessarily a fundamentals of kiting video, but I'll show you a couple little tricks here. First of all, you'll notice that very oftentimes I head to the top floor. I really love the top floor because it affords you a variety of options. First of all, it's a nice area to fight. You've got a nice big space, and surprisingly, or maybe unsurprisingly, a ton of people while they're coming up here will see you and then fall right through here. And they'll not only take a lot of damage, but they'll fall and not be able to fight you, and they'll have to walk up all over again. I think that's hilarious. You can see in almost all my videos, it feels like it happens all the time. People are not watching where they're going, and they'll fall into these cracks quite easily. The second thing that's really nice about up here is that you have a ton of options when it comes to escape routes. One thing you can do is roll down the stairs. These stairs are an immediate line of sight. You can hop very easily under this. So if you're getting soul assaulted, you can actually use this little crack to your advantage. But oftentimes I'll just roll off here. If I get soul assaulted, I'll just jump off the side, then jump down here, and I'll take a little bit less fall damage. Luckily, I'm a wood elf, so I actually can use that fall damage to my advantage because I get a small passive that gives me less fall damage. The other two places that I like jumping off are the side here. I really like the side. I try not to jump too close to the mage guard because a lot of times when I'm fighting up here, they're taking back the flag, and so that won't be a friendly mage guard. So I like jumping this way. One little trick that I've picked up is, well, first of all, I'll always jump to the side, and I'll always jump backwards. But you can catch yourself on these little things right here so that you don't accidentally fall over the edge. You want to be careful about not going over because you'll almost certainly die if you jump from the third floor to the first floor, especially if you're under any kind of pressure. The third thing I like to do, and this is what I do if I'm trying to escape immediately, I'll run up here, run this way, and then jump over to this one, and then jump down the back. And this is a great way to get line of sight that's not easily followed. A lot of people, right as they're coming up, by the time they're here, you're jumping over here, and if you do it while invisible, which isn't so hard, you're completely out and they'll never catch you. Again, see how I caught myself on this little thing here? When you're doing it quickly, it can be difficult, but if you have a habit of aiming for these things and always going off sideways, you're going to reduce the chance that you're going to fall to your death off the side. So you'll see in a lot of the fights that I have, I'll be fighting up here, and I'll either jump off the edge, jump down here, or jump off the back. Either way, usually my second location, the second place I want to go, is what I call back mid. Back mid is another great place to fight. It's a great intermediary location because if you have someone tab targeted, you can see them, and a lot of times people don't tab target you properly, and you can break a tab target by cloaking. So Nightblades have a huge advantage there. If you cloak off the edge, even if they see where you've gone, they won't have you tab targeted anymore. So if you have someone else tab targeted, you can see where the Zerg is, you can see what their movements are, and I like to come back here to restore some of my resources. I'll make sure that I have my buffs up, and I'll just sit here restoring stamina, which is really easy if you have continuous attack. It's also nice because when people come at you, you have a really quick and slick option of hugging this wall and running in a circle. And using these walls as line of sight is really powerful. People not being able to actually see you, even if they know that you're there, is extremely powerful because they can't target you with single target abilities, and anything that is oddly cancelled or glitched like Dawnbreaker will just vanish. If someone has you tab targeted and you're around the corner and they can't target you, they'll hit Dawnbreaker and it will just disappear and it won't even hit, so you don't have to worry about it hitting you. So using these walls to line of sight your enemies is extremely powerful, and it's part of the whole kiting game. Now, there's this third place that I go when things really get crazy. A lot of times I'll come down here, I'll head all the way back up, just so that they follow me, so that they're at the very tippy top, and then from there, I can jump down, and then I go into what I call the armpit, which is this right here. For some reason, people never look here. They will search all over the second floor and then jump off the edge. They'll search all over the top floor and then jump off the edge. But people don't often come back here. I first discovered this place when I was duoing with someone else, and they were getting a bite to eat and decided to sit in this corner over here. I think maybe 30 people came through, and I ended up having to jump off the tower completely and run away, and he still survived that fight. Completely AFK, eating a sandwich in a different room, just sitting in that corner that whole time he survived. So I've actually used this corner to get out of many nasty situations, and I always make sure that people don't see me coming here, but then I'll try and crouch in this corner. And a lot of times, I'll just kind of cloak until I know that I can be left alone. If people are up there, I'll just let it sit, and you're far enough away that you can remain hidden, and most people will leave you alone after that because they think you've left the tower completely, but in reality you're just sitting in here, and you'll be able to go back up. If your friends need rezzing, you can go back up and save them, you can retake the resource. It gives you a bunch of options. The last thing to do, and one thing that towers are really great for, is running away, especially when combined with cloak. You can jump off an edge, line of sight, cloak again, and jump off a different edge, and you can even go a different direction depending on the tower that you're in and the environment that's around the tower. And then while people are searching for you up here, you can be completely out and more than safe. A lot of times I'll even jump out of a tower, cloak like I'm going one way, then immediately turn around and head back into the tower, and then go to the armpit. People will still be looking around the second floor, people will still be looking around outside, but here I am, safely in the armpit, and no one's going to find me. So those are just a couple quick tips and tricks. One more thing that I want to mention before I go. Even though Shade is broken, it is an important part of the Nightblade's kit. And so a lot of people will enhance their kiting abilities using Shadow Image. And this is a great idea. I'm currently not using it for the sole purpose of A, becoming a better kiter without it, and B, it's broken and doesn't always work. A lot of times, if you put your shade down up here and then jump to a floor below, you won't be able to port back up to it. So you could see I just got an error that said invalid location, and I was not able to port to my shade. It's very inconsistent, and it almost never works when you're going up a floor, but you can see I was able to teleport back to it there, and then it does usually allow you to teleport through walls. There we go. But once you change the plane that you're on and go up another level, it very much likes to say invalid location, and it won't let you port to your shade. This is not how Cloak should be working, and it's not how Cloak used to work. The only upside to this is that at no magicka cost, you can refresh your shadow barrier over and over. You can see in the bottom left corner, my Major Resolve and Major Ward is getting refreshed, even though I'm not teleporting back to my shade. So even though I'm getting an invalid location error, I can still keep up Shadow Image or Shadow Barrier at no magicka cost whatsoever. So that's kind of the upside, but really you should be able to teleport to it, and this has been broken since early Murkmire and has not been addressed yet. So that's a shame, but you can still use it on the same horizontal plane. Another thing to keep in mind, and this is something that I mentioned in my Shadow Image video, is that you cannot use any abilities, including Shadow Image, if you're falling, but you can use them if you're jumping. So a lot of times I'll put a shade down, run around the corner, jump off the edge, port back to my shade, and other people will either jump or fall after me, but it's far too late. Keep in mind, if you fall off the edge, you will not be able to port back to your shade. And then you'll get an invalid location error, and you'll have to put down a new shade, and you won't be able to get back into the tower via teleporting. So that kind of sucks, but it's something to keep in mind. It's just part of the game that we have to deal with right now, unfortunately. So if you are using Shadow Image, keep that in mind. Hopefully, this whole little section about Shadow Image will not be relevant in the future. I would love for Shadow Image to be fixed so that we can all use it in peace again. But, you know, it is what it is. So for the time being, I'm personally not using Shadow Image. Instead, I'm using Leeching Strikes, and so I just kite like anyone else would, except for that I also have Cloak. So even without Shadow Image, I still have an advantage over most stamina classes and most classes in general, but yeah, I just have to keep that in mind. And if you do have Shadow Image, you can use it to enhance the way that you navigate a tower and make yourself even stronger. So I hope that you enjoyed, and let's get into the gameplay. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I really like this clip because it kind of exemplifies everything that I've been talking about so far. It starts, I'm here in my resource, life is good, I'm fighting this Templar, I've got guards, and then a bunch of other people come in, and immediately I've got to start going defensive. I know there's a Nightblade, there's a lot of potential risks here, my health is getting low, so I'm going to retreat into the tower where I'm going to have a little bit of an advantage, because there's so many places that I can hide, move around, and they're not all going to be able to keep up with me. Well, at least hopefully. I start by going to the top of this tower, and the first one falls right down that staircase, and because of it, the second one backs off. So I get the third one all to myself, all alone, and I'm able to take advantage of that mistake and put him down really quickly. Now, there's just two of them left, and I can go down and kind of fight them on my own terms. I don't have to worry about a third one getting in the way. I put out a Relentless on that one, but it doesn't do much damage. He hasn't really noticed me, but now he has. So I'm going to use a potion. I want to get that health recovery, I want to get the stamina recovery, and I want Major Savagery for bigger heals and bigger damage. I'm going to fear them, I want that maim on them, and I want to get to a place where I have a little bit of an edge. I want them to chase me, I want them to be thirsty, I want them to overextend, and I want to take advantage of that. I need to get out of the range of that Fossilize too, because it can be pretty brutal. So I'm going to go ahead and put my poison injection on him and see if I can do a quick combo. He gets a little bit too close, and I'm able to kill him through his block there. This one seems like a pretty young player. Started doing the Steel Tornado really early. He's not doing much damage to me at all, and so I'm able to keep the pressure up pretty well. The main thing I'm watching out for isn't so much this enemy, but the chance that another one is going to come up. So I want to keep my stam high, and I'm able to take him down without dropping too low of my stam pool. I don't want to run out and then have a bunch of people come up and then be CC locked. So I'm going to try and see whether or not the rest of the group that showed up is going to come up and try and fight me. I kill the guard to get a little bit of extra sustain from the 2H passives, and so that there are no bad negates dropping on me. I really don't like negates dropping on me in the middle of a fight. If I want to cloak, I really want to cloak, and if I'm going to be negated, I want it to be by a player, not by a guard, because it's just, don't let those things work against you. Stay away from the mage guard. I'm going to wait up here. I see people coming up. I notice a pet sork. Normally, going for pet sorks first is good, because it makes them really difficult to target, and they tend to be weaker. They're very often PvEers, and so I was able to take that one out nice and quick. Now there are two more. I want to take out really any kind of Templar, because it's a lot of pressure and it can take me out of cloak. So I take him out, bash those reses. We do not want reses here. That's going to just spiral out of control if I start letting them get reses. So it's this tricky balance of canceling the reses but not overextending yourself, because a lot of times groups can use reses to bait you out into bad situations where it's better to run away. I'm trying to figure out which one is the weakest. Looks like it's this bow guy, and I'm able to stop the res in the process. I was able to bash him. Now it's just 1v2 again. I've killed the other two. I really want to finish the fight here. I want to get a clean little 1v4 on top of this thing. They throw away their Dawnbreaker, and my health is just fine. So I'm in good shape here. I'm going to try and finish it off with a combo. I'm able to get the fear. I just want a little more pressure. Kill him through the block. He panicked and started bashing, so I knew it was a good time to go for the finish. And here I'm going to try and just keep the pressure incredibly high. And I'm able to kill all of them, and that's the fight. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate you getting this far in the video. We're coming up on 2K subscribers, and that's a really big deal for me. I did not think that my channel would grow this fast. It's just a little ESO YouTube channel, but I seriously appreciate everyone's support. I've been getting more donations. This week, Red was just huge on the CUDA, and it was so helpful. He actually didn't even know it, but he saved me right in the nick of time, and I was able to use that to try out a few new setups. So thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it, Red. I love you. And thank you everyone for the support on the channel. It's been amazing. I love the questions. If you have any questions about towers or really anything else, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I reply to every question that I see. So with that, I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one.